So, quick question for you. Have you ever actually driven to like 3 different grocery stores just to save 60 cents on a bag of oranges? Or maybe stood in line for 45 minutes to get a free sandwich? If you're kind of nodding your head right now, well, Harv Eker's classic Secrets of the Millionaire Mind has a pretty uncomfortable truth for us to look at. That 60-cent hunt, it's not actually just being frugal. It's a mindset. And it's exactly what we're going to unpack in this explainer today. Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into 17 specific ways that rich people and poor people think totally differently. And here's the absolutely crucial point. These differences literally have nothing to do with luck or intelligence or what family you were born into. None of that. They are daily mindset decisions that most people never even think twice about. We're gonna run through all 17. And honestly, some of them completely challenged how I view my own habits. Oh, and stick around for the brutal truth about lottery tickets a bit later on. Seriously, it'll completely change how you view luck and controlling your own life. Okay, let's just do a really quick look at our roadmap. To keep things moving, we've organized these 17 traits into 5 distinct themes: the value of time, seeing the game differently, owning your life, the mechanics of money, and finally, overcoming fear and growing. Lots of ground to cover, so let's jump right in. First up, Section 1, the value of time. This is the math nobody really does. There is a massive divide here. A wealthy mindset gets paid for results and thinks big, while a poor mindset gets paid for time and thinks small. Here is the actual math nobody does when they're chasing those cheap oranges. If you spend an hour to save 60 cents, you literally just told the entire world your hour is worth exactly 60 cents. Rich people aren't necessarily smarter shoppers, they just completely refuse to think small. The market really only responds to outcomes. Clinging to an hourly wage, it feels super safe, but honestly, it's just a ceiling you're never gonna break through. And this leads right into the whole scarcity versus abundance thing. Do you view the world as a single cake, where it's either or an open buffet, where you can have both? A poor mindset sees a single cake, like if you take a slice, there's less for me. So you have to choose, right? Career or family, money or happiness. But a wealthy mindset sees an open buffet. When something runs low, more just comes right out of the kitchen. You don't have to choose between money and happiness any more than you'd choose between your left leg and your right leg. You are absolutely allowed to want both. Which brings us to a fundamental truth that honestly keeps a lot of really good people broke. Money doesn't change you, it reveals you. So many people subconsciously avoid wealth because they think it's going to make them a bad or greedy person. But the truth? Money simply gives you the resources to stop hiding who you really are. A generous person just becomes a generous person who can help a whole lot more people. Moving on to Section 2, seeing the game differently. This is all about how your worldview literally dictates your financial reality. This one is an absolute game changer, focusing on opportunities versus focusing on obstacles. If you pitch a new idea to 10 people, 9 of them are going to immediately hand you a laundry list of reasons it will fail before you even finish your sentence. That is a mind running on fear, constantly scanning for obstacles. But a wealthy mind, it scans for openings. It's crazy how, if you spend your energy hunting for problems, you will absolutely find problems. But if you spend that same energy hunting for real opportunities, you're going to start finding those instead. You also really have to ask yourself, who are you surrounding yourself with? Because if you want to fly with eagles, you can't keep swimming with ducks. You need successful mentors. In your headphones, books, podcasts, interviews, the whole shebang. And think about your goals too. Having a vague goal like, I want to be rich, is exactly like walking up to a deli counter and just saying, hey, give me a sandwich. You're just going to get whatever they feel like handing you. Rich people have a hyper-specific vision. They know exactly what their wealthy life looks like, right down to the hour. All right, Section 3, owning your life, taking absolute control. When it comes to your value, rich people confidently promote what they offer, while poor people are often super embarrassed to sell. But think about it for a second. If you had a cure for a disease, would you keep it quiet just out of politeness? No way. Withholding a truly helpful product is actually a huge disservice. And here is that hard truth I promised you earlier. I create my life versus life happens to me. Pay attention to who buys the most lottery tickets. It's usually folks quietly hoping a totally random draw will do what their own consistent decisions haven't. Lottery tickets are for passengers. Rich people sit in the driver's seat. Section 4, the mechanics of money. Seeing money as a tool. You absolutely cannot say, oh, I'll manage my money when I have more of it. That is exactly as backwards as saying, I'll start exercising once I lose the weight. You have to build the habit right now. Split whatever income you have into these 5 specific buckets. And I gotta say, I was completely surprised to realize just how crucial step 2 is. Do not skip the play bucket. If you don't set aside 10% of your money for actual guilt-free fun, the part of you that craves joy is eventually gonna sabotage your entire financial plan just to get some. Let's rapid fire through the next few. First, problems. Look, everyone faces them, but are you bigger than your problems or smaller than them? The exact same layoff that completely flattens one person is the catalyst for another person to finally start their dream business. Next up, compliments. Are you good at receiving? When someone says you look great, do you instantly deflect it or do you just simply say thank you? Learning to just say thank you actually builds your muscle for receiving money and opportunity too. And finally, strategy. Are you playing to win or are you just playing not to lose? A sports team that only plays defense rarely wins championships, right? Playing mere defense basically just guarantees mediocrity. Now, think about what you are actually aiming for. There is a massive difference between the ultimate destination of true financial freedom, where your passive income completely covers your expenses, and the endless gears of just getting rich, which often just means working hard indefinitely. Trading your hours for dollars, that should be a phase, not a life sentence. So, how do you measure that progress? It's simple. The wealthy track net worth, while the poor track income. Income is just a ceiling. Net worth, which is literally everything you own minus everything you owe, is the actual scoreboard. You need to write that number down and check it every single quarter, even if it starts out negative. Why? Because what gets tracked gets improved. Plain and simple. And our final section, Section 5, Overcoming Fear and Growing. Committing to learning. Everything comes down to this bridge of action. Thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to action, and action leads to results. Action is the bridge. But right in the middle of that bridge sits fear. And let me tell you, your fearful mind is a genuinely talented horror screenwriter. It's trying to walk you with the absolute worst-case scenarios the second you try something new. Success doesn't mean eliminating fear. That's impossible. It means walking forward across that bridge with fear sitting right next to you. Notice how rich people continually commit to learning, while a poor mindset defaults to, I know that. It was a huge wake-up call for me to realize that I know that might actually be the 3 most expensive words you can ever say. If your life's results don't match what you claim to know, you have a blind spot. And what about success? Do you admire it or resent it? If you look at the wealthy person in your neighborhood and just automatically assume they did something shady, you're letting resentment cost you the lesson. Admiration costs you absolutely nothing, and it teaches you everything. And that wraps up our explainer, but I want to leave you with this to chew on. Which of these 17 differences hit the absolute hardest for you today? Remember, not a single one of these traits is about luck or talent or what family you were born into. They are just choices. And the absolute best part? They are choices you get to make all over again starting today. Keep learning, keep tracking that scoreboard, and never stop growing.